Hey everyone, I'm Vince and welcome back to our Tai Chi Easy practice sessions. Today we're going to be playing around with our 5 form of Tai Chi stationary. Now that we've learned all 5 of the forms, at least been introduced to them, now we need to refine them a little bit, nail them down. We're also going to work on the opening. How do we start Tai Chi? How do we start Qigong? We've kind of avoided that opening sequence. We're going to work on that today. And it just, it's a way of telling the body, hey, now is time to connect to the 3 treasures. Now is time to get started. Just like our closing is telling the body, okay, the session is done, and now we can just relax and go about our business. So there's really an important need to understand the opening and the closing and the mindset of where you should be as you're doing that. So we'll play with them today. We're also going to do a little bit of balance work. We're still going to be playing with our alignment, our 3 treasures, and of course, we're going to be breathing. Hopefully, all of us will be breathing. All right, here we go. Feet shoulder width. Make that connection to your feet, to the earth, the connection with the crown of the head up to the heavens, opening this area in between, connecting to heaven and earth. Soften the knees. Check the tailbone. Make sure the tailbone is in a downward position rather than pointing back. Relax the shoulders, give them a little shake. Good. And just do a quick scan of the body, looking for any areas that might feel a little tight, a little tender, a little tired. Maybe you need some support. And just make a mental note of those areas. We'll talk about them again at the end of the session. Now, the second treasure, our breathing. Let's connect with that. And let's start with a nice big 2-point breath, filling the belly, and then a relaxing exhale. Again, fill the belly and relax. Let's do one more like that. One more 2-point breath, in and out. Now let's switch to the 3-point. Filling the belly first, filling the chest. Feel that expansion in the chest, very important. And then relax. Long, slow exhale. Let's do 2 more of those. Belly, chest, relax. One more. Belly, chest, relax. Okay, now the 4-point. This is where we do the breath hold. In through the belly, in through the chest. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax and exhale. Okay, let's do 3 more of those. Filling the belly, filling the chest, holding the breath. And relax. Two more to go. Belly, chest, hold, relax. Last one. Hold and relax. Now let yourself return to normal breathing. Just long, slow, easy breathing. And as you're doing that, make that connection now to the 3rd treasure of the mind. Remember, this is where we disconnect from our responsibilities. Unplug from everything that's not here and now. Let's do one more. Beautiful. Check your postures, your hands go down, make sure the knees are still soft, the spine is still tall, weight is evenly distributed across both feet, and let's knock on Heaven's Gate. Still breathing long, slow, and deep. Massaging those internal organs by letting the hands tap on the torso, especially back on the kidneys. Also getting the liver and spleen. Let's not forget the pressure point for the lungs, right where the collarbone and shoulder meet. It's known as L1. All right, let's let the body become quiet. Take a deep breath. And let's go right into our bouncing. Now, if you'd like, just try shifting your weight a little bit to the ball of the foot and see how that bouncing differed from bouncing when you're flat-footed. It's a little bit different. Got to keep your eyes open, but it'll definitely strengthen the ankles and lower calves. Bring the hands up, take a deep breath. Overhead, take another deep breath. Back down, take a deep breath. Out to the front, another deep breath. And all the way down. All right. And we can stop the bouncing. Connect with that tingling sensation that's spreading from the limbs into the torso. Take a nice deep breath, let it out slow. All right, here we go with the neck exercise. Bring your awareness up to the cervical vertebrae. Lower the head as you exhale. Inhale, lift the chin back up. And repeat. Nice deep breathing in the belly. Make sure the breath in and the breath out go through the nose. Remember, this is how we could capitalize on the nitric oxide that the body produces. That nitric oxide is a natural anti-inflammatory and also helps the nervous system process and propel those neurons, those signals, through the nervous system. Okay, bring your eyes back to the center point. Let's turn to the wall side. Hold, and then release. Turn to the window side, and hold. Check your spine. Make sure that's nice and tall. Make sure the eyes are up, following your horizon line. So we're constantly checking those three treasures, right? We're constantly checking how the body feels. We want feedback. What feels good? What might feel better? We're constantly checking with the breath, making sure it's long, slow, and deep. Remember, we want to flip that switch on the nervous system so we're on the parasympathetic side and we're in that rest and regenerate. And then finally, we want to check in with that third treasure, and that's the mind. You can quiet the mind down for even just a few minutes. Can make a big difference on the chemical reaction that goes on inside the body. All right, bring your eyes back to the center. Let's focus on the very tip of the chin, and we're going to draw some circles. And again, we're going to do 3 cycles of this, bringing the chin up and around, back to your starting point, and then go back the way you came. Keep it nice and slow, full, easy breathing. Try not to move your shoulders too much. right, let's make this the last one. And when you're finished, bring that smile back to the front. All right, good. Now, let's work on the rest of the spine, and this is where we do our forward bend. But first, we start with a big inhale, filling the belly, exhaling long and slow. Keep the knees soft, let the weight of the arms stretch out the spine. Slowly come back up. And remember, when you roll the shoulders back, tighten the buttocks, it gives you that little extra support in the lower back area. And then do it again. This time we fill the belly, fill the chest, lower the hands. All right, this time we fill the belly, fill the chest, but we're also going to hold the breath until the hands pass my chin, then release and exhale. All right, good. All right, so we're going to do a little exercise for balance. It's one of the first exercises for balance because it helps us wake up some of those neurosensors in the feet that have perhaps fallen asleep over time. And the feet aren't communicating to the brain as well as they should. And very often that can cause some little issues when we're walking or trying to do something that requires really a lot of attention for our balance. So we want to refine that a little bit. And the other thing with this exercise, it's called shift and pivot. You're going to hear that a lot when you do Tai Chi. So many moves, we shift and pivot. What I mean by pivot is we're turning the torso and one leg or another in a direction, a different direction from everything else. The shift is obvious. We're moving the weight to one side. That frees up the other leg to do what we need to, whether it's taking a step, whether it's making a kick, whatever it is. So shift and pivot going to give us a way to express the difference between empty and full, yin and yang. It all becomes Tai Chi, right? So here we go. We don't need our hands. You can put them behind your back if you'd like. And we're going to shift over to the wall side. Pick up the toes of the window side, pivot about 30 degrees, bring the weight back into that window side leg, and then shift back. We'll do this nice and slow for a few minutes. Come to the center. Now, the weight comes over to the window side. I pivot the wall side out. And notice the knees. The knees are staying soft. This is how I shift the weight, by straightening one knee or bending the other. I'm not leaning at the waist. I'm not throwing my shoulders in a direction. My eyes are up. My spine is tall. My body's relaxed. And I'm just pivoting the foot on my heel, the one that's weightless. And when the toes come back down, that's when it accepts the weight from the other side. All right. This is a nice meditative practice all by itself, but we're going to add some challenges. So this time when we shift the weight and pivot towards the window, we're going to bring about 75% of our weight into the window leg, and I'm going to let the heel of my other foot come off the floor. This allows me to feel the alignment from the crown of the head to the arch of the foot, what we call the Tai Chi pole. And this foot really is doing nothing but giving me a little stability, and then I come back. Same thing on the other side. Shift, pivot, bring this heel off the floor, just feeling the ball of the foot. This leg is accepted all the weight, and then come back. We're going to do that a few more times. Feel the emptiness in this leg. Now feel it become full. This leg becomes empty. Come back, let this leg be full, this leg is empty. Yin yang. Empty and full. Substantial, insubstantial. All right. Now, this next shift and pivot, when I'm facing the wall, I'm going to bring 100% of my weight into the wall leg. So take your time, keep that knee slightly bent, feel this heel come off the floor. When you're ready and you know this leg is fully empty, I want you to just pick it up off the floor just an inch or two. Hold this position and then drop the ball of the foot back down, place the heel, pivot to the other side. Same thing here, 100% in the window side leg. When you're ready, the other foot comes off the floor about an inch or so. Back down. Okay. Now, we're going to keep repeating this for a little bit. I want you to feel comfortable with holding all your weight on one leg, being able to pick the other leg up and still feel comfortable, still feel stable. Now, if you need to drop that toe down for stability every once in a while, by all means do that. In time, you'll need to do that less and less. Bring your awareness down to that weighted foot. You should feel all 5 toes, the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, should all feel engaged. And the toes are doing a lot of this, right? The toes are doing a lot of little gripping. And if you were to turn and look at the computer screen, your body would want to go this way. That's why it's so important to keep the eyes in alignment with the torso or the center line of the body. Okay? So we're going to play more with that in the future, a little shift and pivot, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of that today. Okay, good. All right. Now, let's look at our opening sequence. How do we open and get into Tai Chi? So we start always with our feet together. Who's ever leading will have their hands on the lower abdominal area, and we all will have our hands that way. Usually the signal to start is when those hands drop. And then we sink all the weight into one side. Arms come up, foot goes out, shoulder width, torso turns, and we're ready. Okay. Now, if we're doing Qigong, more than likely we would just come out and settle into both feet and be ready to go. When we do Tai Chi, it's a little different. We usually step out, sweep across, and this foot, when it comes down, is usually pivoted out a little bit. So figure we're doing Tai Chi, pivot that foot out, we sweep one hand across so we can grab that ball, and now we park the wild horses back. Right? Let me show you that from the back. That way my right and left is the same as yours. Here we go. Here's the beginning, all the weight in the left leg, hands come up, and we sweep. Let's try that again. Nice tall spine, shift the weight to the left leg, arms come up, and we sweep. Let's do it to the other side, because we'll be doing it that way too many times. Bring all the weight this time to the right leg, step out, sweep. Okay. One more time. All the weight in the right leg, step out, sweep. Okay. All right, so we're going to do that. I'm going to be your mirror again, and we're going to go through the entire 5 form, stationary, but we're going to do the opening and the closing together. Okay. So here we are. Hands over the lower dantian, nice tall spine. We're going to be stepping out to the window side. So here we go. Sink the weight, step out, sweep, and park the wild horse's mane. Bring your feet into parallel, because we're doing it stationary. Park the wild horse's mane again. Remember, we grab that ball on the window side, window hand high, push one hand down, float the other hand up. Sweep across with the window hand, grab your ball, push back. Sweep the wall side hand across. Remember that spine needs to be tall. The eyes need to be looking out at the horizon. Shoulders, hips, and eyes turn to the same degree at the same time. All right, let's do one more. Now we're going to transition. We grab the ball, turn the ball over. Now the wall side hand is on top, even though the ball's on my window side. I press down, float up, bend the elbow, turn and push. Same thing on the other side. My window hand is high. I press down, float up, turn and push. Remember, keep the body relaxed. Spine should be nice and tall. Breathing should be long, slow, and deep. And all the breathing should be through the nose. All right, let's go to form number 3. And that is cutting a path to clarity. But first, we have to embrace the tiger. So that upper hand turns in, the other arm crosses. We're going to take the arm that's closest to the heart, that should be the window or the wall side, and we're going to turn to the wall and open. And then exhale, turn back to the front. Inhale as we open and turn. Exhale as you come back to the front. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. All right, now we need to transition. So right arm comes out, crossing, or the window arm comes out, the wall arm crosses. We embrace the tiger. We lift, we take the wall side hand, make that big sweeping circle all the way around. And wave hands like clouds. Make sure you turn the torso as far as you can comfortably without straining. The hands, the palms of the hands should be turned in slightly as if you're holding a package against your body or a big pillow. Good. All right, and now the final form. Let's embrace the tiger again. As we embrace, turn the toes outward. If you need a little wider stance, by all means, go ahead and do that. And we're going to gather from the earth and gather from the heavens. Remember, we want to keep the spine relatively straight. The knees need to follow the toes. So if your toes are pointed out, as they should be, your knees should be going in an outward direction. You just want to make sure the knees don't go past the toes. All right, let's do a couple more of these. Nice deep inhale, relaxing exhale. Now this time when we reach up, you can turn the toes in, make the feet parallel, lower the hands slowly. When the hands pass the heart, we're going to shift all the weight to the window side. Bring in the wall side leg as we raise the arms. And now press out that stagnant energy, making room for this new fresh energy we're drawing in. Place the hands down on the lower dantian. I want you to just breathe. Take a few deep breaths. Scan the body. Look for those areas that we talked about earlier that might need support, may feel a little tight or sore. And see if they still are there. Do they still feel that way? Make that connection with your breathing after you make the connection with your body. And then finally make that connection with your mind. How much more focused do you feel now than when we started? Perhaps you feel a bit calmer, a bit more relaxed. All right, now we're going to shake that out a little bit. You can step wide again, and let's do a little tapping on the meridian lines. Remember, 12 pair total, 6 in the arms, 6 in the legs. It's always good to do a little tapping or massaging of those meridian lines just to make sure we haven't created a blockage. And we can smooth out some of those blockages. Let's do that one more time. A few extra minutes, just tap around the kidney area. Very important, keep the kidneys happy. And then down the backs of the legs, up the front. Smooth it all down. Good. Cool. Well, that was a great session. We learned how to open. We learned how to close. We put the 5 form in between the opening and closing, which is really, really good. You guys have progressed along really pretty well. And again, you may not feel like you're getting it, but believe me, you are getting it. It's all going to come into place. It's all going to settle in. You just got to give yourself time. Okay? Don't beat yourself up over the fact, oh, I'm not getting it. I felt that way many, many years ago when I first started. The class was doing all kinds of moves, and I was sitting there watching half the time. But you know, eventually it comes. It refines itself, and it gets better. Breathing. We did a lot of good breath work again today. Next time we get together, we'll be doing some more. We've done the 4-point breath. Now we get to do the 5-point breath, or what they call box breathing. It's really pretty interesting concept. We'll do more balance work. So enjoy your week. Thanks for coming and joining me today. We really do appreciate it. And stay safe. We'll see you next time.